Yo, what is up everybody, Mix here, and today we're going to be doing our first collab video of Wuthering Waves X Cyberpunk. We're going to be doing a Lucy and Rebecca guide, and yeah, so I'm going to just tell you what builds you should be using, what you should be prioritizing, and of course, whatever the case may be. The optimal rotations, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys ever like these types of videos I make, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, you can always catch me live at twitch.tv/mythicalmix, where I stream mostly gacha games, but also do a variety of games as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So Lucy is a main damage dealer dealing the new inflicting tune called Hack Response. So basically, she deals hack damage whenever she tune breaks enemies, all that stuff like that. She's also a basic attack amplification amplifier. She does mainly heavy attack damage, and that's pretty much it. Her best in slot partner being, of course, Rebecca, but we'll get into it in a second here. So the main weapon you really want to use is her signature. Is going to be her best in slot weapon, but you can also use Phasic Homogenizer, which is always a very good free to play option for the free to play players as well. And that's basically it. What you should honestly use. There's also Lux and Umber you can use just for the stat and heavy attack damage bonuses, but after that, that's pretty much it. And the echoes you should be using are the new set, which is the Nightmare Anthem Smasher one. Of course, you really just want crit rate, crit damage, and heavy attack, and attack damage as well. So mainly what stats you really want to get is up to 120 ER for Lucy, about 221, oh my god, sorry, 21 attack damage, plus or more. Around 60% crit rate, since her set gives her 50% when she's on the field, and around 250 to 260 crit damage or more. So, of course, she only has the one set, which is of course the new Atom Smasher set, which basically gives her a ability boost. But she gets a special Echo type of ability boost, and basically. This Echo helps her gain more heavy attack damage bonus, like you see here. Yep. Basically, if you inflicting hack shifting on a target, grants 35% basic and heavy attack damage for 15 seconds. So this is going to be very good for Rebecca and Lucy. For the two-piece, you can use any Spectra one as well. You can basically use Rite of Gilded Revelations, Pact of Neolite Leap. What else? You got Internal Radiance, and then of course you got the Celestial Light for the two-piece Spectral damage. If you want more attribute damage, you could also use Lingering Tunes, or you can also use the two-piece on the new set, which is Reel of Sliced Memories, which basically gains 10% attack damage. So you can use two-piece on that. Just make sure to get crit rate, crit damage, attack, ER, or heavy attack damage, either one of them. You would want at least like a 3 to about like 4, a 3 to 4 piece, just to keep the good stats up. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, you mainly want to prioritize her. You mainly want to prioritize her basic attack damage up to 10, forte up to 10. Basically, every single one of these up to 10. And instead, don't put the intro skill up to 6, because the intro skill doesn't really do too much damage at all. Okay, so I do have her S1. Her S1 doesn't really do too much, but it's still pretty nice to have. But in general, this is my stats. Your stats could be better than mine, but this is how you usually build her. Now, I want to go for Rebecca. Rebecca is a good sub DPS, good for most heavy attackers, and she doesn't really need Lucy Lucy kind of needs Rebecca because of the hack response. So basically, what do we go here? Because I don't have some of these characters. She works very well with Galbrenna, who's also a heavy attack damage dealer. Augusta, who's a very good heavy attack damage dealer. And also, of course, our boy, Gion, which he's also a heavy attack damage dealer. She gets around, so Rebecca basically gives around 50% heavy attack damage amp. So, for her best in slot is going to be her main weapon, Skull Thrasher. But I'm going to be honest, you really don't need this unless you're trying to do more damage, like basically what I did with my build. But right now she's good. She also be used with Phasic Homogenizer, but I highly suggest Static Mist. Why? Because she basically is a lot easier to build, and also this is meant for sub DPSs like Rebecca here. And of course you can do what I did, but I highly suggest don't. So for her set, of course you can use her with the new Echo set for Atom Smasher. Of course you want basic attack, crit rate, crit damage, ER, all that stuff, and attack. So what you really want for her is about at least 2100 or 2000 attack, doesn't really matter too much. About 120 ER, around 60% crit rate, and around 260% crit damage, and about 25% basic attack damage as well. Because she's a basic attack damage dealer and a sub DPS. But I highly suggest use her with Static Mist for the free to plays. If you're trying to get her weapon, you can do what I did, which is just improve her damage even though she's a sub DPS. Go Atom Smasher, either two-piece electric set, or the two-piece either Realist Splice Memories or Lingering Tins for extra attack damage. So, but for the free-to-plays, if you're using Static Mist on her, I would highly suggest you use, Moonlit Clouds. Moonlit Clouds. You really want instead of the Heron, you could actually use the Bellborn. But of course, if you want to use the Heron, you could always use the Heron as well. Bellborn is just to make you tank hits a little bit, and basically you get damage reduction. But of course, if you want to use the Heron, to basically just increase attack damage, you could for 15 seconds. I highly recommend that. Of course, if you're using Static Mist, you want at least crit damage 4 cost. If you're using a crit damage weapon, you want to use a crit rate 4 cost. And you want either crit rate, crit damage on the 4 cost, 2 electro pieces on the 3 costs, basically, and then 2 attack pieces on the 1 cost. These will be very simple. Her prioritizing is basically just using her basic attacks as well, Liberation, and then her Forte Circuit. And of course, either way, you can, guys, if you want to ult 4 of these, you could. There's really no recommendation to do that. And of course, do not only just keep the intro skill just to save boss mats. Do not put this up to 10. This does not really do anything at all. So that's it for the builds. Now I'm going to show you guys what you can do in basically in a tower run. So of course, the best optimal team right now would be, the best teams for Lucy is of course Lucy, Rebecca, and Borgne. I don't have Galbrenna nor Augusta, but they are also very good options. I do have Gion as well, but this is Arrow Res, so I can't really do that. But in general, I'll just show you how this rotation will start. Okay, so basically, what you want to do is, once you go to Lucy, you want to start using her Liberation. You really want to get her debuffs, like this one, you debuff right here, go here, switch to Mornier. Oh, you do a little basic attack, 1, 2, 3, kill, do this, ultimate, right, do this, switch to Rebecca, you use your skill, set your build up for force a bit, you hold heavy attack, ult, and then you basically do this when you that, try to do the good amount of damage you can. You switch to Lucy, you double skill. 1, 2, 3 basic attack, kill. If you want, you can do this. Just 1, 2, 3. And then you hold heavy attack twice, ultimate, and you get to repeat. You got 1, 2, 3, kill. Heavy attack. Use Rebecca's ultimate just to build up a little bit. 2, 3. Kill twice. 1, 2, 3. Do that. And you have the attack. Ultimate. I just think you basically went to repeat, so it's pretty nice. Lucy's not a very strong, she's strong, but not overly strong, which is very good. She's on par with, like, of course, the good old 2.x units, which is not that bad, it's pretty good. That's basically how you do her rotations. Alright. So I'll tell you right now what teams you can optimally use with Lucy, which honestly I would just only use Rebecca because we got Rebecca for free. So the main teams you basically want to use for Lucy is Lucy, Rebecca, and of course Mornier. If you don't have Mornier, you also have Shorekeeper, but if you don't have Shorekeeper, there's always Verena for a budget. So if you don't have Lucy, you can always use Gion. You can use Gion, Augusta, and Galbrena. Sadly, I don't have those, so I can showcase, but for now, this is pretty much it. Remember guys, for Lucy, you basically just need, you can just either do a 2-piece attack set, 2-piece Spectra set, or the 2-piece Spectra set, and of course, just keep the 1-piece set in your main Echo slot. Same thing goes for Rebecca, but if you don't have her weapon, go Static Mist and go Moonlit Clouds. If you want to get up her buffing potential, which is very good. Alright, so that'll be it for this video. I really do appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you guys can catch me live at twitch.tv/mythicalmix. I do stream gacha games, and I do also stream variety of games. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.